Hey there guys and gals, welcome back to Back Pocket Game Reviews, and for those of you who are not aware, I have had 3 days off in a row. I will be on my 4th day off tomorrow, which is Monday, the 4th of March. So this probably won't be going up all that soon. You may see this on Tuesday or Monday. I don't know, one of those days. However, on my time off, Saber Prime bought me a copy of Anthem. Mostly because Saber Prime and Wolf have both been thoroughly enjoying Anthem. So I've obviously been hating on it and throwing some shade its way, and obviously I haven't really played the game. I was kind of sitting on the fence. I was really excited for it before the beta, jumped into the beta, and I didn't really enjoy the game all that much. However, with that being said, now that I have had some time in the game, I've gotten to spend some time with it, I've gotten to actually play a lot of it, I would probably repeal a lot of my opinions. Now, obviously, Anthem is getting no shortage of bad reviews or people hating on it, and I don't really know if it's necessarily a trend or if it's honestly just what it's getting compared to. So there's a few parts to this that are kind of hard to really sum up. Anthem is very much so at its core a looter shooter, which is essentially like Diablo, but with guns. If you've never played Diablo, the main thing you are doing is you are literally going through the same areas, farming stuff to get better stuff, so it's easier when you try to play more stuff, if that makes sense. But if that concept is lost on you, it is a game that is about the grind. The point of the game is to grind. While I will say Anthem is probably BioWare's, we'll say, least extensive story, it doesn't make it a bad story. It is only a lighter story than what you expect when you were comparing it to a Dragon Age or a Mass Effect game. It's not a bad game. It's not even a bad story. It is just not as in-depth of a story as what you have gotten out of BioWare's previous endeavors. I was very worried going into this. Obviously, I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. I even love Dragon Age quite a bit. But I was worried going into this just due to how bad off Mass Effect Andromeda was after its release. And I think that's kind of where a lot of that fear played in for me, was just, you just ruined one of my favorite franchises that you also made. I mean, they made it, so it's their choice to ruin their own creation if they so please. But I think that's where a lot of the fear that I had about this game kind of stemmed from, is just recently BioWare has not felt like the BioWare of old, the BioWare that made the Knights of the Old Republic, or even the online version. There's a lot of iconic games that have come from BioWare. And RPG-wise, this game is a little light on the choose your own path and that stuff. You do get to interact with NPCs, and, well, again, the NPCs are going to be a little light in this game. They aren't going to be the standout feature. When you look at previous games like Mass Effect or Dragon Age, your companions are honestly one of the showcases in that game, whether it be their abilities, their assistance to you, or even really your interactions with them or their character development. Those are all things that have honestly shined in previous BioWare games. However, in Anthem, your teammates are people you are playing with, whether it be just random people online, which I will say the experience is slightly dulled down. If you are just playing with random people online, it is not as fun as if it is people that you know. And obviously with me, Saber, and Wolf, it's 4-man teams, so obviously you've got another random that's on the team. I don't hang out in TeamSpeak, so it's one person just sort of following us while we're all communicating. Now, I would say the overall gameplay here feels really good. The controls, flying in your suit, all feels very tight, responsive, and fluid. There's a little bit of a learning curve when you first start off. Obviously, there's not really been a lot of games where you get to fly around in a mechanized suit that have controlled well. You've had Iron Man games before, which that kind of bothers me, that we've had Iron Man games that are trash, and here's BioWare just going, look what we can do, but we're not going to make Iron Man. There are no shortage of people decorating their suits to look like Iron Man, but it's not an Iron Man game. It is going to feel like one, and you're going to have like 4 different styles of suits. So depending on how you want to play, whether you want to tank, whether you want to be DPS, whether you want to be a balance between both, those are really your main options. There are no like healer class. You can revive your own enemies, or revive your own teammates. So if someone goes down, you can get your teammate back up. You do have ultimate abilities, and all these different things that you can shoot at these alien-like creatures and essentially kind of feel super badass would be the best way to put it. It is a very fun game. Mechanically, that game shines when you are just playing and flying around the world, which is what the bulk majority of these games are. Even if you look at Destiny, the reason why Destiny is fun isn't the overall well-telling of the story. Destiny is probably argued as one of the worst told stories. There is a lot of pieces missing, and there is a lot of information you have to get outside of what is just narrated to you in the story. I would say, honestly, that Anthem does a better job narrating that story to you than Destiny. But you also don't have PvP, which also probably rules down what a lot of people expected out of it, especially when it's getting compared so heavily to Destiny. It is more like Destiny in the just exploring around. So if you cut out all of the PvP, like the Crucible stuff, out of Destiny, that would be the part of Destiny that this is most like. And it's really hard to compare the two. I think Diablo or Borderlands is still probably one of the better comparisons for this. But I don't really feel like it comes up all that short. I mean, the overall gameplay and the fighting, that is what you are doing mostly in the game. The story isn't terrible. It's just not amazing. And I do see where the end game is tremendously grindy. But if you've played Destiny, that's what the end game of these style of games is supposed to be. And when we talked about a lot of the microtransactions, there was a huge backlash over the microtransactions and how expensive they were. I can tell you I've bought things out of that store that I didn't have to pay a single dollar for because you earn the currency in game. I think I'm more shocked to say it's probably one of the more fairly balanced in-game stores than what most games have. Obviously, you can buy certain things. They're all cosmetic, like emotes or skins or vinyls for your javelin. That's what they're called. They're called javelins. Your suits are called javelins. And I mean, overall, I've really enjoyed this game. I'm actually really happy that Saber got me to play it. I would have just kept hating on it without trying it. And as I've said, the saddest part to this would be if this game fails and BioWare were to get canned, which obviously isn't going to happen, seeing as that Dragon Age 4 is under development. But I can tell you, if Dragon Age 4 let's just say Dragon Age 4 doesn't do well. Maybe people just don't get it because they're like, oh, well, they messed up Mass Effect, and obviously they didn't do a great job with Anthem. And then people are just like, well, I don't care about Dragon Age anymore because of this. That's probably going to be your last game you see out of BioWare. And I get it, this isn't necessarily the same BioWare that created all those previous games, but it does still have the name, and it does still have quite a few of the team members that created those games that we all remember and love and view as some of the most iconic franchises in RPG history even today. And I will tell you this, I think you should give Anthem a try. I think, honestly, what needs to happen is BioWare probably should do like a free play weekend, like what obviously Ubisoft does with Rainbow Six Siege. And I think that would really help bring a lot of people over and see what this game is actually about and what you can honestly expect out of it. It's hard to want to just say everyone should buy it because obviously it's not for everyone. And it's a game that I honestly enjoy. I've personally found a lot of fun out of it. I even enjoyed the story. It's really hard to play with randoms. Randoms are not going to be the big part of it. I would try to find some friends who are maybe willing to go through it. And if you're seriously on the fence about it, wait until it goes on sale. I mean, I'm sure you'll find a decent deal on it. I'm pretty sure Amazon just recently had it for like $52 if they don't still already. So Guys, if you're playing Anthem, I am kind of curious to where you stand with it. Obviously, I ran a poll over on the community tab here on YouTube, and almost no one is super interested in Anthem, from at least according to what that poll told me. So I am kind of curious to where you all sit. Have you picked it up? Have you played it? Let's discuss this down in the comments down below. What's your big hang up on it? What is it that doesn't interest you about it? Obviously, I'm always willing to answer questions, so if you have questions about it, let me know. I'm not going to say, as I said, I'm not going to say it's for everyone, but it's definitely a game I'm enjoying right now, and probably what I'll be sinking quite a bit of time into in between the Division 2 and this once the Division comes out. So, guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. As always, links are in the description down below, and if you're new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Impress your lady friends by dinging the bell. It takes real strong men to ding those bells. I hear it can make some people very damp down below. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon with plenty more content coming for you.
Damaged cargo bay door, right?
That's the one. They never arrived in Fort Tarsis.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you, I don't know. We need to find out what happened to them. I'll keep trying to reach Freelancer Diggs.
Got it.
Those people, they're counting on us. You hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, thanks for being here to help sort out this whole javelin suit thing. This is her. This is who we're meeting.
Max.
Freelancer, looking out for this troublemaker.
If it keeps her alive and the streets safe, absolutely.
Couldn't agree more. We're all here to keep the peace and live well, right? This speaks well for you, Rice.
Good. She can do the talking. Wait, you didn't piss her off at some point, did you?
Did I?
Not so far.
Perfect. This is already going really well.
Not so fast. Wright is on the hook for a suit, plain and simple. A card game is as good as a contract to these people.
Look, she tried to cut a deal. Not the suit, but something of equal value.
I heard that went badly.
There may have been some punching.
Bad choice.
Sexy bad choice.
What?
Not important. What needs to happen to fix this?
Easy. She works for me.
No way. I'm no regulator.
I'm not looking for a regulator. I need a freelancer I can trust. You do the work for me. Proper contracts, I assure you. And I make the more unpleasant regulators go away.
I'm not sure about all this.
If the contracts are legitimate, it might be a good deal.
A freelancer in a suit is worth far more than selling your suit for parts. I have things I need done, and I don't want sentinels in my business.
Crap. It does get me out of this mess and back in the field.
Sexy danger?
Yeah, okay. Sexy danger.
What?
Not important. You have a deal. Could you... Any word yet on that missing Strider?
No, after you got it moving, nothing.
Freelancer Diggs was confident they could make it.
Get back to where we last saw it. Track it down.
On my way.
Okay, should not be hard to track down a Strider.
I'll do a sweep.
Some tracks were found. Nothing strange about them. Let's see if they lead anywhere. Found more tracks. Still no signs of battle. No word from Freelancer Diggs so far. I worry.
There are a lot of old abandoned Striders out here.
Agreed. A good site for scavenging.
Looks like we got some tracks to follow.
They found some Strider remains. No Arcanists. Best start the search. Ah, I see. The scars hold their prizes up a cliff over here. If we are lucky, where we find the parts, we find the Arcanists.
Back on their trail.
Scars. No doubt about it. They found the cage. Arcanists. Finally. They look, unharmed. There will be many scars here, but not enough to overpower a Strider without firing a shot. Do not open the cages yet. Not safe.
Right. Scars first. There are always so many scars!
They are roaches. You see one, you know 10 are not far.
These camps spring out faster than we can stop them.
Yet we can't let them gain a foothold, even out here. That should take care of the scars. Let's get those Arcanists safe. Our people opened one of the cages. They're okay, but mention of Freelancer Kalish was killed in an attack. Nothing about Diggs. We got the other cage open.
What happened?
We were captured. Sold to this monster Scar. You have to stop him.
We will. Yarrow, you got anything for me to follow?
Maybe. A weak signal. Very close. Keep following the signal markers. We're getting close. That prisoner said Freelancer Kalish.
Yeah. Who's Kalish? And where's Diggs?
Better question, who is Diggs? bunker.
Bet we find...
Something here is giving off a signal. Has to be something from our missing Strider. They claim outlaws killed their freelancer and sold them to the Scars.
You think Diggs is somehow involved in all this?
If so, he is no freelancer.
So, Arcanists being bought and sold, huh?
Yes, very bad business. Yes?
Yes! Monster Scar down. Finally. That's what you get for buying Arcanists, okay? Did you get anything from the black box? Yarrow? You there?
The Strider was attacked by outlaws, not Scars.
We knew that, right?
Their original freelancer, Kalish, was killed. The Arcanists were captured and then sold.
And Diggs?
He's an outlaw, using a stolen suit to masquerade as a freelancer. You come back, my friend. We will find this imposter. You hear me?
Oh, I hear you.